In this presentation, we will be showing you how FileBound Advanced Workflows can work in concert with Kofax RPA in order to create hyper-intelligent RPA solutions. Before we get started, I want to introduce myself and Tromba Technologies. My name is Chris Whitwright, and I'm a system architect. I've been involved with Tromba Technologies for over a decade. Tromba Technologies specializes in the management of documents, data, and content through software solutions, with an emphasis on process automation. We strive to build relationships with our clients that provide the greatest value and benefit through solutions that are built on industry software leaders. Our implementation staff are all senior level consultants, most with decades of experience implementing enterprise level solutions. In this presentation, we're going to be talking about intelligent automation. When we say intelligent automation, what do we mean? Well, intelligent automation is the consolidation of like automation and artificial intelligence technologies. We are building software frameworks into comprehensive automation platforms in order to achieve business goals. So when we say intelligent automation, we're talking about everything. Capturing information, automating processes, managing content, and interacting digitally with internal and external customers. All of it is intelligent automation. Now you may be asking yourself, why Kofax and why Upland FileBound? Tromba Technologies is a certified reseller with both companies. We wouldn't sell it if we didn't believe that these industry leaders could meet all of your business needs. First, let's introduce Upland FileBound. They are a worldwide leader in process automation and enterprise content management. Upland FileBound specializes in the safe and secure storage of documents. This includes all automated document workflows, cloud installation, and insightful analytics. Upland Software has over 2,500 clients with 30 different industry solutions. They are a growing company with a commitment to customer success. FileBound provides easy-to-use configuration tools that empower business users to create their own solutions. Their drag-and-drop technology makes it easy for business users to become their own developers. End-to-end integration throughout their solution allows for the seamless combining of technologies. No more data silos. FileBound not only brings best practices to workflows by eliminating time and effort to configure and test them, it also brings the security surrounding those workflows every step of the way. Out-of-the-box reports provide insightful analytics to all processes and documents. Kofax has over 25,000 customers and 600 partners across the world. They are the leading supplier of enterprise intelligent automation software. By integrating enterprise-level capabilities such as RPA, BPM, and IDP, they have a keen focus for expanding their cognitive document processing solution. When people think of Kofax, they think of cognitive capture. Ingestion and understanding of documents via any channel are one of the cornerstones of cognitive document automation. Kofax is also a leader in business process management. Their offering, Kofax TotalAgility, makes it incredibly easy to take complex processes, people, and systems and create a single solution. Their enhanced artificial intelligence allows for on-premise and cloud-enabled implementations. The focus on the presentation today will be their Kofax RPA solution. It automates manual repetitive tasks into software robots to become your digital workforce. As can be seen here, Kofax RPA is the only software that meets the critical capabilities according to the most recent Gartner study. The first category focuses on unattended use cases, which is the ability to move data between two applications. The second category is the integration of several sets of components to move data en masse. The last one focuses on attended use cases, which is where the robots help knowledge workers get work done. It is worth repeating that Kofax RPA is the only software to finish in the top 4 of all 3 measurements. So let's get back to intelligent automation. What are some of the business challenges we see today? Our users are having to touch the process too many times. The massive amount of data we need bogs us down. Our systems don't play well with each other. We have so much manual work and then rework that it consumes a majority of our resources. Market pressures that are constantly moving, plus an ever-evolving customer experience. And for most companies, the solutions to these issues are more people, more outsourcing, which ultimately leads to more costs. Intelligent automation is an avenue to help alleviate those costs. Using powerful machine learning and artificial intelligence technologies, you're able to transform structured and unstructured documents and data into actionable insights. You're able to integrate disjointed processes and systems into a comprehensive platform. Intelligent automation allows you to combine a digital workforce with your human talent to deliver high-level value to your business. Robotics process automation is one piece to that intelligent automation package, and one that we will be highlighting in these demonstrations. By doing manual repetitive tasks, software robots reduce processing time, increase accuracy, and deliver faster return on investment to you. So with all that said, we're going to be looking at several FileBound workflows that utilize robots to complete tasks that normally would be performed by a knowledge worker. The first one we're going to look at is an address verification robot. We're going to use a FileBound workflow to enable a robot to go out to a website, verify an address, and then bring back some data with a screenshot of the map. This workflow could be used in the finance industry to indicate the applicant's address. It can be used in real estate to verify property information. And actually, a client of ours is using something similar to verify residence information. The first thing we're going to do is I'm going to step you through the manual process. We're going to go out to the website and enter in an address. We search for that address and it appears on the map. Now what you see is a layout of the address, and you also have some more property information on the right-hand side. We're going to be using a robot to do those exact same steps automatically through a FileBound workflow. So here we are in FileBound. If you hit on the magnifying glass, you go to the project search area. Here we are in our address verification project. We can hit search and get a list of our candidates that we need to verify their address. As you can see here, we're in FileBound. You can see we have our address information laid out right here. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be bringing back whether it's a valid location or not, and then we're also going to be bringing back a screenshot of the map. So we go into the document, and you can see it's a loan application. We're going to route this to a FileBound workflow called verification, and it's going to run through those exact same steps I just showed you. It's going to be going out to that website, entering the address information of 909 West Ramshorn, and bringing back information for us. There you see we got our address verification back. It's true. And you can see that we have our map. So with the exact information that I just showed you. It also says it's a valid address, so we can either approve or reject it. One of the next workflows that we're going to look at is IT ticketing integration. One of the key components to employee onboarding is getting them set up with the appropriate equipment so that they can do their job. Now, while it is key, it is also time-consuming. Opening and closing tickets takes time away from the resources who could be helping people. Robots can integrate into a ticketing system so that the IT staff has to go to one place and not several in order to complete all necessary tasks. So in FileBound, we're in our IT ticketing project. Let's see what kind of open tickets we have. It appears that Maggie Smith needs a new computer. So when we route this to our workflow, here's our IT ticketing ticket. So we're going to route it to a workflow. Now while it's routing, we're going to get a technician, a ticket number, and a status. Now the good part about this is that FileBound's advanced workflow can automatically assign a technician to the ticket. So if you guys have a specific person who handles all hardware tickets, you can assign just that person, or it can round robin through several different resources. It's also going to put the status to open. As you can see here, we have our technician assigned, the ticket number, and a status of open. If we go to our ticketing website, you can see that we actually have our ticket open. Maggie Smith right there. Maggie needs help setting up her remote desktop. So now let's pretend that the IT resource has done everything that they needed to do in order to help Maggie set up her remote desktop. So what we're going to do is we're going to close the ticket. Now instead of closing it here and then closing it in FileBound, we can go directly to FileBound and click Close Ticket, and you'll see that this will close it. So here we are with Maggie's ticket. We're going to go ahead and close it. And it should move the status to just closed. we wanted to put any notes in, you could put any notes in either in the document notes or the file notes. So here we see the ticket has now been closed. So we're going to go to Spiceworks and see that it actually has closed the ticket. So now you can see in Spiceworks that it's gone from open to closed. The next workflow we're going to look at is one that uses a robot to go out and retrieve credentialing information. Using a public website, it will look up information, then pass it back to the workflow, along with a screenshot of that information. The use case would be if our business is trying to credential a vendor or look up license information for any compliance concerns they may have. This is a public website that gives information out about licenses in the state of Colorado. We're going to be looking up Carol Harris under the dental license information. As you can see, Carol is in good standing with this. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be gathering some information off this website, like license status, effective date, expiration date, and license type. So I'll be showing you how a robot can do this automatically using the steps that we just used. Here we are back in FileBound. We are in our credentialing project search screen. We are going to search, and you see our list of candidates, Carol Harris being at the top. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a robot that goes out and confirms the license number that they supplied on the application, get the effective date, the expiration date, the status, and the license type. So we're going to go into Carol Harris. We're going to route her application to a workflow. And it's important to know that this is going to be done automatically, where it would take a knowledge worker, 10, 15 minutes per application to do this. So it's been routed. And you can see that all of our information is filled out. So we've confirmed the license number, the effective date, the expiration date, the status, the license type. And there's our screenshot. It's also been routed in a workflow to it's been assigned to me as a processor. We're going to have a look at the pricing workflow next. Data aggregation on things like inventory prices is a bread and butter feature for Kofax RPA, which is what we saw when we looked at the Gartner study. So we're going to run a robot that could be triggered by any event. In this case, we're going to have a robot look up the price out of a database and start a workflow. We're going to be looking at the price of scanners. The robot will start a workflow that will reveal market price and our own internal price. We will then be presented with a choice to keep the price as is or adjust it as necessary. This is the Kofax RPA management console. We're going to be looking at this price lookup robot, which is going to go out to our database, find the price, and then run a robot to do a market comparison. So in FileBound, you can see that our Fujitsu scanner came back with a market price of $593.32, and our internal price is $795. You can even see the website that we got the $593 off of. Here's our eForm, and we can decide to either keep the price set or set a new price. Let's pretend we're going to set a new price. So we change the price to $500 in order to meet the market. So now we set the new price. We then go to our internal pricing project, and you can see our Fujitsu scanner is now $500. The last workflow that we will be discussing is a medical insurance billing workflow. We're going to have a robot look up prices depending on the address and line item information that we have extracted off of an invoice. Medicare publishes these codes and prices based on address location on an annual basis. The amount is determined by the code and whether an address is in a rural or urban area. So we're going to pass an address with the codes that we extracted off the invoice to this robot. It will then determine, based on the address, whether it's in a rural or urban area, which it will indicate via a screenshot. Afterwards, it will update the line items with the codes and the price that was found based off those codes and address information that we passed it. The workflow will then evaluate if the line item amount we extracted and the amount from the robot match. If they do, it goes to one queue to be confirmed. If it doesn't, it goes to a queue where a knowledge worker can review it. So here we are in FileBound in our medical billing project. We're going to be looking at some invoices that we extracted. We're going to be looking at ABC Medical for our workflow. And you can see that we've extracted a number of different items off of the invoice. What we're going to be sending to the robot are these two codes off the line items and also this patient address. So we're going to route it. And what we're going to achieve is based off the codes and the address, we're going to get an HCPCS codes and amounts. Now we're also going to get a screenshot because of the patient address, which will indicate whether it's a rural area or an urban area. And the reason for that is because the HCPCS amount can change based on if you're a rural or an urban area. So now that our robot is finished, you can see that it's in a particular queue in the workflow. So it's in a verification queue. And the reason for that is because the HCPCS amount matches our line item total. So that's why it's in that particular queue. We also got our screenshot back under our verification report to indicate that it is an urban area. So based off the address, we're in Cheyenne, Wyoming, which is not a rural area. We're going to run the workflow one more time. And what we're going to do is we're going to change our unit price to $7,000. Save it. And what we're going to do is we're going to simulate the fact that a line item amount will not match the HCPCS amount that the robot brings back. So again, we're still in ABC Medical. We're still going to get our screenshot, but this time it's going to go to the workflow is going to identify this mismatch and is going to send it to a different queue. So our robot has finished, and you can see that it went to a different queue because review is needed. And the reason for that is because this HCPCS amount that we got from the robot doesn't match what we extracted off the invoice. We still get our verification report that still indicates that the address is in an urban area to get this HCPCS amount, but we can see that the line item totals and the line item amount do not match. That brings our presentation to a close. This demonstration illustrates the power of automation that FileBound Advanced Workflows in Kofax RPA has developed. We've looked at many unique business situations that can be solved using intelligent automation technologies. But we're only scratching the surface of what can be done. Using FileBound and Kofax RPA, you can harness the power of intelligent automation to solve any business opportunity that may be standing in your way. If you're interested in more information, please visit www.trombatech.com, or you can email us at sales@trombatech.com.